Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be cooking chicken, one of the most basic bodybuilding foods, and I'm going to show you how I do it. So for what I use for my chicken is just from my grocery store, just a boneless, skinless chicken breast, and I found these split breasts that are cheaper than the standard breast intact. And all the split breast is just a chicken breast cut in half, and for whatever reason it's cheaper, so I do buy that one. It's like $1.99 a pound, which is a pretty good deal. I had been buying in bulk, but this is just a little bit more and more convenient for me to get. And one thing picking out the chicken breast is it doesn't have like a sodium solution in it, so it's not retaining a lot of water. So that is one main thing that I look for when I'm buying my chicken. It's not in some type of sodium chloride solution. Usually you'll see like 10% salt solution or something like that, and that plumps up the breast, makes the weight more, but it's a lot of water weight. So these do not have that in that. I don't choose like an organic chicken, anything like that. I don't feel like it's a huge contributor in health outcomes when I'm selecting my chicken breast. So first thing is I'm going to use my Instapot to cook all this, which is a pressure cooker basically. It's an 8-in-1 cooker. So it has multiple things you can do it. You can slow cook, you can braise in it, you can pressure cook in it, you can make yogurt in it, but for how I cook my chicken is to pressure cook it. So this is the pot that comes out of the pressure cooker. So I'm going to put all my chicken in here, which the amount of chicken I cook at one time is about 9 pounds. And the Instapot that I have is an 8-quart Instapot, which this amount of chicken is a good amount for this size. So I just open up my packs and season them and put them directly into my container as I go. And the seasoning that I do use is Grill Mates roasted herb and garlic. It's made by McCormick. It does have some salt in it. I don't salt my food additionally, so some salt just within my seasoning is mainly all that I use. So I will season all this front and back and just add layers to the Instapot. Right, so I seasoned all my chicken. I put it into the pot container of my Instapot. It fills up to about halfway. I could probably put another pack in. I think around 12 pounds would probably be your max that you could cook in this model at one time. I prefer using the pressure cooker. For one, I was using a slow cooker before, which it takes about 6 to 8 hours, and then you get this chicken that just falls apart, which is what I do like. The pressure cooker, it raises the temperature at which the point that water boils. So you can get a hotter cooking temperature, and also compared to like just using steam temperature, the dry air, steam allows for that moistness to stay in your food. So you're not going to get like a dried out chicken this way. So you're getting like a hotter cooking time, but also using moist air for cooking process. So that's why this chicken is going to be like fall apart and still be very moist. There's a few settings on here which the instruction manual in the Instapot gives you some recommendations. For like a pound of chicken, it takes like 6 to 9 minutes. And I've played around with enough to where I know how much chicken I'm using in my cooking time. Generally, like for a pound of chicken, it's about 6 minutes. Since these are split breasts, they're not as thick, so they cook faster. So it's been closer to that like 5 to 6 minute mark. So all I do is set my chicken into the Instapot, and for pressure cooking it has a little knob that says sealing on top, so I'll leave it on that. So leave it on normal. I make sure I can move these up and down to set the time, and I leave it on 45 minutes. So 9 pounds of chicken at 5 minutes, right at 45 minutes. So for this amount of chicken, that should be a good time. It'll turn on, the pressure will build, and then once it reaches the pressure that it's supposed to be at, then you'll see this timer start going down. The nice thing on using this is that you can walk away from it. You don't have to worry about coming to check on it like cooking something in the oven. So once it hits your 45 minutes, it switches over to just warming. So you could be out for the day and then come back and just take your chicken out and it's ready to go. So I'll let this kick and I'll come back and bring it out and show y'all how the chicken looks from there. So my Instant Pot beeped and now it's been on low for 39 minutes. So I was busy working, came back to it's ready to go. One thing to check on it before you open it up is there's a little red button at the back. If it's raised up, it's still under pressure. If it's flush with the top, then the pressure's been released. You can also move the knob on the top from sealing to venting, and you'll see the pressure release on it, because you don't want to open this thing when it's under pressure, because the steam could come out. It's really hot, so it would burn you potentially. So I can open my lid, and my chicken's done. If you want to really see if your chicken's ready, you can use the thermometer and make sure your chicken's at 165 degrees. That's how hot chicken should be too. Also, you can just, pull a piece apart and look and make sure like the juices run clear and it's not pink in the middle. So chicken's definitely done. So now I can just move it into my Tupperware and I'll start just pulling apart, and you'll see how easily that it does come apart once I put it in here. And that's it. I'll just let it cool down, put it in the fridge, and my chicken's ready. So if you see, it's extremely easy to prep this way, and you have chicken that's you're not having to chew on and taking you forever to eat. So it's already into shreds. So it's stays moist and it's easy to get your food down, especially if you're in your off season and you're having to eat a lot of food volume. So if you have any questions on using the Instant Pot, how I cook it, or other ways you want to cook chicken, leave it in the comments below. Happy to answer any question for you guys, and we'll talk to you next time.